retired in 1990 and has been talking ever since. I'm not sure. Excuse me, I've not done this for several years, unfortunately. The COVID forced my arm. I've decided to come today. But I brought my silver policeman with me. Any police force in the world that gives you something when you leave, you get a silver policeman. Silver pounds. Pass it around and be. I'll have it when I go. You'll be happy. Yeah, City London Police, not to be confused with the Met Police, we were much taller and smarter. And also City Police, we were gold buttons in red and white, armless and everything. And covered the square mile where all the valuable property is, bank figures, etc. I was not a career policeman. I started off as an electrical apprentice in Devon, the little Devon boys, you can probably tell. And we had the cold winters in 1950, 51. I was doing electrical work on farms. And I said to my mum, it's going to kill me. And it would have done actually. I was small then, funny enough. When I left school, there was only one smaller than me in my class. And so I saw this advert for the Navy with people lying back in the sun, so I joined the Navy. Well, 6 months later, I'm in the Arctic Circle. I thought, well, there's a joke there somewhere, but I don't know what it was. So I did 7 years in the Navy. When I came out, I worked as an electrician at the Regent Palace Hotel for a little while. And I worked as a radio mechanic at the Ministry of Aviation. And one day I thought, I've got to be fed up, I'll join the police. So I went down to the borough to join the Met Police. And that evening, I was living at the time with an aunt of mine in South Norwood, and her son, my cousin, was in the Met Police. And he came round, I said, I'm joining the Met Police. He said, oh, you silly devil. He said, we do nights every 3 weeks, they only do it every 7 weeks. So I managed to fix me up an interview the next day at the City Police the next morning. In that month when I joined, there was only 5 applied, and one of them failed entry. I went out for the interview, and they said, oh, we're very pleased to see you. Why do you want to join the police? I said, well, I'm good in uniform, I look good in navy blue. I'm not like it. He said, not joining to get a house. I said, well, no, I wasn't married at the time. I said, well, you know, I'm not looking for that at all. I just want, it's a different sort of life, being in the Navy, used to being men and that. So I joined the City Police. He said, look, we'll go, went to the doctor, sent me to the doctor, which was around the corner from our jury in the city. He said, what have you been doing? I said, I was in the Navy for a little while. He said, oh, you'll be all right. And that was it. I went back to Algeria again. They said, well, have you got time to do the educational? So I went across the Fisher's Bay police station, where the school is, and the chap there was an ex-Navy man, and he said, show me all these exams. He said, can you do that? I said, yes, I can do that, no problem. You know. I'll go back and tell him you can do that all right. You know. So that was it. All I had to do then was wait for some references from Devon, people who hadn't seen me for years. I had to send a reference in to say I was a good lad. So I joined the City London Police. As I always said to my friend, it's better than working. Much better than work. I did 30 years there. And in the city, as you know, we cover a square mile. And it's surprising how busy it is, really. When Bishopsgate was the busiest police station, actual front office in England at one time, because right opposite Liverpool Street Station. And you get all sorts of people coming day and night, all sorts of problems and, you know, what have you. And I remember one night, we're on night duty, it's quite quiet actually, and this Boy Scout came in, he was about 60 years old, and his gear had been somewhere, and he had this Iranian lady with him, and she's all in black, big black thing, and she'd come across to see her son who worked in Croydon, because it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. So we're trying to explain to her what, you know, the sign language, she couldn't speak, she suddenly lifts her breath up, shocked her, pulls a note out, and she's got his phone number. So we bring out the number, and it's where he works. And my watchman said, well, there's nobody here, you know, you have to sort it out in the morning. So we thought, we'll ring the Iranian embassy. So I ring up the Iranian embassy. I said, that embassy? The chap says, yes, and I passed the phone to this lady. The next thing, she's shouting and banging the phone on the desk, sort of threw the phone on the floor, and jumping up and down. I took the phone, I said, what's that, mate? He said, I don't know, it's some foreign woman on the phone. He said, I said, who are you? He said, I'm the night watchman. So it didn't end there. He put me through the ambassador. This is by then it's 3 o'clock in the morning. So we woke up. And I said to him, you know, I've got this lady here, can you please spoke to her? I said, will you want to pick her up? He said, well, I'll probably could. He said, well, I think they will probably. So we're stuck. So I said, well, explain to her we're going to put her in the cells for the night. Only place we had to put her, you know, because she's not arrested. So we put her in the ladies' cell, and you've got the corridor from the men's cell to the ladies' cell. In the morning, the inspector came in, and we didn't tell him what we had in there. So he goes checking the cells as he does to do the book. And there's this mad woman, she's by then, she's really worked up, you know. And I say, it gives you a bit of light relief. And then you go to the other extreme to get where the Moorgate train crash, if you remember the train crashing, I think. Comes into the station about 40 miles an hour, into the blind tunnel. The front carriage went over the buffers and went like a V. The second carriage went underneath, and the third carriage came over the top. So a 160-foot train in 60 feet. And so the stuff was coming over the ceiling and up it went down there. It was just like being in the snow. You couldn't see a thing. It was just black asbestos there. And my friend got in the carriage. He said, oh, I've been to the front. He said, there's only a couple injured. What we didn't realise, we were in the fourth carriage. All the others were shoved up ahead of us. And all the people, that, I think it was 43 died and 70 odd injured. But there's several people, when they crash like that, people who aren't badly injured get out of the train and wander off. And they go to work and don't tell anyone. They might go to the chemist and get a bandage or something. So you never really know how many are injured, because they're in shock, they just disappear. But we were there, I went off then, I came back for night. But 12 hours after the crash, one of our WPCs was brought out. And she had her foot cut off to get out. She was the last one in the first carriage to be got out of the train alive. And cut her foot off. And I went back night duty, and then they started bringing all the bodies up, all the train out. They're all sat there, all black, all these people who looked up the train, terrified really. We had the army in with showers, and when you came out, you had to go through the showers to get the asbestos off it. And sort of, really, it's something you never forget. And then, so then you've got a funny time, you've got something to laugh at and go through life and thing. I had the Queen Mother one time, I was at the Goldsmiths Hall, standing on the door, smart, only PC, young PC at the time. And the Queen Mother's coming out, she comes out, the Rolls Royce door open, Commander Wells, her bodyguard, he's stood there. She sat in the car, and suddenly this woman with a fur coat like all the rest, jumped in and grabbed out the Queen Mother. So I've never had a Rolls Royce, not like you people. I went to get in it, and of course it's about that high. Take me shins, I go flying, and I'm flat on the floor. The Queen Mother said, what's happening? What are you doing? What are you doing? You know. And this woman's got out of her arm around her, hasn't she? Oh God. I managed to drag her out. I get back, I'm in dead trouble for letting the woman in. Yet Commander Wells' arm, and he's let her get in the big car, you know. But the Queen Mother never spoke to me again. Yeah, we had the Barbican building, the Barbican site. When they started building that, they went on strike. The Russians got involved. They were all communists in charge of it. And they went on strike for a whole year. And we used to go out there and they used to sneak workmen in if they could, you know. And towards the end of the year, I think the MI5 got involved and everything. And they arrested the two ringleaders, and they were to appear at the court in the Guildhall. So the builders of England got together and decided they would march down Aldersgate Street to the Guildhall. And they came from all over the country, and they mustered Aldersgate Station, which is now the Barbican, and we were in a thin blue line to stop them. And they started coming, didn't they? There's thousands of them. And one of our blokes lost his helmet, he bent over, and as he bent over, one of them kicked him in the head. And from us defending, we suddenly attacked them. Got our sticks out, and we went into them, because they weren't expecting that, were they? And of course the majority hadn't come for a fight, they just come for a demonstration, you know. So we managed to arrest quite a few injured and that, and got the court quite clear, you know, kept it all clear. But I mean, to get things like that when you're a bit outnumbered, you've just got to go in heavy and hope for the best. But I say, we used to have a good time. We always try to find the funny side of things, you know, whatever happened. I remember once Monument Tavern, the top of Monument Street, in the pub there, I was outside and I got called in, and they got a dumb waiter. And the chap had said, you know, shouted up the dumb waiter, and it come down, hit him on the head, killed him actually, he did, because I didn't know his head in, so they called me, but called him out, the chap did. I came back in the neck and I said, do you get a meal? I said anything then, you know, whatever. But I've got to refer to my notes because I've not done this for so long. I just brought a few little things just to remind me of what's happening. I don't really know. Yeah, the silver policeman we get when you retire, when Princess Anne, she got made, gave her a title, didn't they, something or other, the police, we decided to give her some present, you know. So our commissioner, we had a Scotsman at the time, who had no sense of humour at all. And he had his speeches written, he used to read jokes, but didn't know what they meant. And he's telling us about Princess Anne and give it, you know, this thing. And he said, sorry to the ladies here, but he said, it was my pleasure to give her one, he said. And we all laughed, and he just looked blank, didn't he? He didn't have his clue what around. So I say, see what else I got here. I used to do this straight off the cuff, but I say, I'm sorry, we're 84 at Christmas and my mind's really going. Oh yeah, John Wayne. The film Brannigan, I don't know if you ever saw a film called Brannigan. Well, in the film, you see a part where a car goes up the Tower Bridge when it's open. It jumps across the top. Well, we were down there all night, getting the road clear now. What they did, they took the car up the top and reversed it back. Then when they show the film, they show the car going up. But unfortunately, when they checked the you know, afterwards, the car was going the right way, but the birds were going backwards. The seagulls that kind of serve and the pigeons they were going right. So they arranged the following week to come down and do it again. But everybody knew they were going to jump the bridge. They're not allowed, us bylaws, you cannot jump the bridge. But everybody knew they were going to. So we're down to our shoulder street. There's Kendall's with a friend of mine. The assistant commissioner's there, the commander, everybody's hiding away. Down to this car doing about, must be 90 miles an hour. Up it goes, across the bridge, the other side, and shatters pieces more or less, which they didn't worry about, you know, the other thing. The car commander comes out, says to my mate, arrest him. It's John Wayne and his son, isn't it? So he arrests John Wayne, they get him into Bishopsgate. We get the American ambassador turns up, and he's found him in the middle of the night, don't they? So they bail him. So my mate Kenny's got to go and interview him. So he phones up the John Wayne people, you know, and says, I've got to interview, get a statement off him. So he says, oh, I'll meet you at Savoy, he said, at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Bring your wife. So Ken goes, has a meal with John Wayne and his son, a meal and everything at Savoy Theatre. So when he comes back, they say, how did it go? He said, oh, you weren't too happy actually, he said, but it all went all right, you know. But of course then the corporation realised if they summoned him, they were going to get free publicity for the film. So it just died a death, you know, and that was it. But they didn't want to get involved in that at all. So they're very crafty, the corporation. They want to pay the flesh, but they don't want to give anything away. Yeah, and another time as well, one of the first arrests I had was to do it at the Guildhall. I was with the inspector in Princess Street by the Grocers' Hall, just keeping security light, and this car comes up, parks on the pavement, bloke staggers out, and it's George Brown, who was the Foreign Secretary, well known throughout George Brown. So the inspector says to me, arrest him, take him in the neck. I said, that's George Brown. He said, I don't care who it is, you know. So we get out of George Brown, drag him down, screaming and shouting. His security bloke's in the car, but he can't get out because he's parked so close to the wall, he's stuck. And the time we get into Cloak Lane, it's about a 5-minute walk. Because everybody's there. They're from the Mets, there's someone from the Home Office, the Foreign Office, Uncle Tom Coblino, and I'm in dead trouble, obviously. You know, everybody's surrounding me. Luckily, the inspector, he came in as well. And he said to him, look, we've arrested him. I said, if you interfere, if you interfere with the law, he said, you know, it's our prisoner. Anyway, they got rid of him. We didn't see him again after that. And he disappeared. But there was a joke about him at the time, George Brown. He was at this function, and he's looking across the room, he's had a few drinks, and he sees this beautiful vision in a purple dress. And he thought, that's mine. He said, when the music starts again, I'll have a dance. Music starts, and he goes across, grabs hold, and this vision says to him, you know, he says, will you have this dance with me? And the vision said, no, I'm not having a dance with you for 3 reasons. 1, you're drunk. 2, the band's playing God Save the Queen. And number 3, I'm the Archbishop of Canterbury. I don't know if the last bit was true, it might have been the Archbishop. Yeah, I got it terrible really. My memory is so bad. What we used to get a lot is in the city, they do a lot of drinking, the city people, as you probably know. One Christmas Eve, we're out, in those days when I joined, we didn't have radios or anything like that. We used to go out, once we were out, you were lost completely. Well, because it was Christmas Eve, they put us in pairs. And we're going around, a woman comes across, said, quick, quick, there's trouble. in the Gog and Magog pub, which is near the Guildhall in Russia Road. So we go there, and it's just like it's bursting. There's people, you can see it's packed inside. There's 2 floors, there's ground floor and basement. They're out on the pavement fighting. We managed to, we fought away through somewhere or other. Then suddenly our patrol van arrived with assistance. We managed to get the place clear. So I'm with another chap, Tom Walcott. We go down to the basement. It's all smashed. Everything is smashed completely. And all of a sudden, 2 little faces pop up behind the bar. 2 little girls serving. They've been hiding away. So we said, she said, do you want a drink? So we said, well, we'll break habit of a lifetime with a drink, you know. I'll go to the shop to find a bottle that wasn't broken. We just about to have a drink. The door opens to the toilet. And this chap comes out. Oh, has there been trouble, he said. And he was the manager. The next thing, old Tom has gone, what? He said, yeah, there's trouble, all right, man, don't you worry. Oh, God, yeah, he didn't away, hadn't he? Left all the rest to it, you know, the little girl were there. When they go berserk, you know, in the city, they do, you think of ruffians like in Romford, but sort of educated people. We had once, our car was going around at night with the duty superintendent, and all of a sudden the chap leapt out on the front of the car, stopped it, didn't he? And he'd been come over from America for the day, and he was the chairman of the Bank of America, this bloke. They had a good thing and a good do, and he'd had a few. He saw the police car, and he thought, hello, so we get him in. But the thing is with these people, the minute you arrest them, everybody knows. The ambassador's there, everybody's, you know. So anyway, we bailed him and nothing happened about it. But they give about £2,000 to our Widows and Orphans Fund. Yeah. And I remember once with Little Richard. You know, Little Richard played the piano and all done that. The Black Raven in Bishopsgate used to come every week, rock and roll nights, and people used to come from all over the country to it. And they got Little Richard on. Well, to cut the story short, in the hotel, the Great Eastern Hotel, there was a beautiful blonde girl, been there for years serving. And all our blokes fancied her, everybody did. But Cliff Richards, he was at the pub, and he, despite his other tendencies, he really fancied it. Well, ends up he's fighting with another bloke over this blonde girl. So we thought, he's the smallest one, Little Richard. The other bloke was quite big, so we nicked him, took him in, put him in the cell. The girl, she gets involved, so she's put in the ladies' cell. The next morning, I'm in the front office, and the jailer comes in. He says, excuse me, he said, we've got a bit of a problem. I said, what's that? He said, well, this lady wants to show you. It turned out it was a bloke. And for years she'd been working in the Great Eastern. And, I mean, all our blokes, she looked cracking actually. If I'm married, I'd have looked at it. So. Yeah, and so she was just, because we got dragged the Little Richard out. Thought, that's what you've been after, he said. And of course he didn't mind, did he? He was quite happy either way. But yeah, we get all famous people. Oh, yeah. Everybody comes into Bishopsgate. Come and see me. Yeah, also, some years, what about in the early 60s, the city decided to revive the City Festival, which they used to have before the war. Well, foolishly, in Lime Street, they had an old fair. They decided an old-fashioned fair, people dressed up and whatever. That little stage there, and that was before the Lloyd's building was a big metal thing. It was in Lime Street, the entrance to it. So by the entrance to Lime Street, that little stage, had Cleo Lane, Johnny Dankworth, and the jazz band going. Well, so many people turned up that they actually crushed the stage. There's Johnny Dankworth shouting out, Cleo Lane, oh. I'm the only one on. I'm sent down to have a look at it, and there's all this mass of people, so I get in the crowd, and my feet are off the ground. I'm just going through the crowd, you know. So I got up, I managed to get to the stage, and Johnny Dankworth said, oh, you know, we need help. I said, well, you need help? I need help, you know, we're stuck. He couldn't have no radios, any to call anybody. And everybody in Nick got a good time down at the fair, and everything was riot. And suddenly, another bloke, one of our blokes turned out he could get to the phone, and he phoned up, and we got found down with people to clear it out. But it took about 3 hours to clear the road. And poor old Johnny Dankworth and Cleo Lane, they were panic-stricken. You know, they'd come out for a little toodle and a doodah, and ended up crushed. And of course, she had, with her voice, she could have called for help, really. She could have got us no trouble at all. Yeah, I'm sorry about this, but I used to go right through all this with no trouble at all. But another one or two. Yeah, on the ambulances before the National Health Service were all run by the police from the back of Bishopsgate Police Station, had a hospital there as well. And they used to use Morse code, and they had to train in Morse to do the ambulance service. And then that was the quickest ambulances in the country, you know, anywhere in the city, they could get there in no time at all. Then the National Health Service come in and you couldn't get an ambulance at all, because everybody, the number of calls in the city for ambulances is unbelievable, you know. Wherever you go, there's someone collapsing, falling over, whatever. And when you first join, you get a big city helmet and you walk around, you're looking good. You think everybody's looking at you, because you know you're new, you've got your new uniform. And in those days, no one took you out. You went to the police station, you just come straight from the training school, and you're out on the street, no radio, no nothing, you know. And so people are coming up, this, that, and other. I didn't know the city from the back of my hand. They said, where's so-and-so, where's this, where's that? I didn't really. But people look at you in uniform and they think you know everything, don't they? You know, you go out and they say, so can you tell me this, can you tell me that? Another bloke comes out. I went in the betting shop, he said, and they've not done, you know, give me the odds I should have, you know, things like that, and, which is really nothing to do with us, you know, I don't think. Then there was a miners' strike, which I only went up once, and I'd only been up there 2 days when I was called back to the Old Bailey, so I never went up again. But there was a joke there about the WPC on a horse, and I'm sorry, the ladies, my jokes they're not too bad. And this miner comes out, he said, your horse is frothing at the mouth, he said. Is he all right? She said, you between my thighs for 2 hours. She said, you be frothing at the mouth. I don't know if this was frothing or not, actually. And also there's crime in the city, because people got so much money. People are going to the offices pinching their wallets. They put their coat over their chair like that. They nip out to the toilet, come back, their wallets are gone. So we had a big spate of that. I was in charge of the crime desk at Bishopsgate at the time. And I come out at Bishopsgate, I'm walking on the road, and there's one of my PCs in the doorway. I said, what's that? He said, well, I've just seen that chap go in the initial tower van and pinch a white coat. And he's got a towel under his arm and he's gone in that building. So we wait for him to come out and grab him, and he's got 3 wallets on him, hasn't he? What he's been doing it for ages. He gets the white coat, gets his towel, goes in as if he's going around all the toilets. When he goes in the office and maybe he sees him, oh, I'm sorry, so I'm looking for the toilets, you know. And of course they've got their coat with the wallets and he's out, isn't he? It's only just by luck the PC saw him, you know, otherwise he'd carry on forever like that, get the crimes. And so once you're in plain clothes, wherever you go, people know you're a policeman for some reason. We at Bill Mustard, we got asked by the Mets to deal with the blind beggar when they had the craze trouble and all that, to do some observation. So we get in the blind beggar, we buy a pint, we sat in the corner, quite in this one. Suddenly the bloke behind the bar comes across with 2 pints. He said, there you are, a pint each. I said, what's that for? He said, the governor said, give the coppers a pint each and tell them to F off. We drank the beer first, but yeah, you can't hide away, whatever happens. And I don't look like a policeman, crikey. Little chap like me. Oh yeah, and several things that happened. One night we were on night duty, and a chap comes in, so there's been a car accident down the road. And what it was, a car going down the road was a French chap and his wife had just come into the country after their first day in the country. And the scaffold pole had come off a building. They'd gone through the top of the car, right through the woman, stuck in the car. And the poor chap, he didn't know what to do, the French bloke, we didn't actually, we were, you know, what do you do? We completely stopped, we called for an ambulance, so there was nothing we could do at all. And this poor chap just come in the country, you know, and he's got his wife there, and we were stuck. What do, you know? Got him back to the Nick, and he was just in a state. I took him off to the hospital, what happened to him afterwards, I don't know. But it's just a 1 to 1 chance that, you know, if you come another time, you can drive around Bishopsgate and never see a soul at night, you know. But they often do. Oh, and when they ever do at the Guildhall in the Mansion House, you get about 60 or 80 chauffeur-driven cars arrive. Well, there's no parking anywhere there. So they park in all the side streets, and we've got a car calling system. They're little boxes with a receiver in, with a little speaker on the top. And they put them on, clip them to traffic poles and you know, meter poles and things like that. So they call the driver, as a PC stands in the doorway with a radio, Mansion House, your car for load, so and so and so and so. Well, quite often they're there, the waiters come along, give them a drink. And some of our blokes drink, just about enough. One bloke, he's in the Mansion House and he's been there a while and he's had a few drinks. And Angus Overby comes through his car. We're outside and he's always coming over the thing. We didn't say Angus Overby. PC goes, car for goggles, drunk away. In the end, Ogilvy grabs the thing, he said, And anyhow, he said, I'm calling my own car. He said, call for Angus over, you know. But you got cars all over the place, and this is all going high. People in there trying to get to sleep, and got all the noise going off and everything, you know. It's really bad. So I was in charge of the crime desk, and the number of crimes we used to get in a day was unbelievable, really, because people come into the station from Liverpool Street, they've rung up the Metnick at night and said, I've got a crime. They said, well, go into the nearest police station. Well, the nearest one was Bishopsgate. So we were doing about 100, 200 crimes a day with me and 2 PCs. So we do a quick scribble and off you go. But the Home Office come round and decided that all the crime desks, the people were complaining they weren't getting police time. So the Home Office chap said, you know, so I want you to give at least half an hour of everybody. I said, well, we only do 7 hours a day, really, counting our breaks, you know. We do overtime for emergency. That's what, in theory, we're doing 7 hours a day. So he said, well, that's 14 people. I said, well, I've got the book out, and we've done 98 the day before. I said, well, you know, you just can't do it, it's impossible. But in theory, they do that, and they send a report out that everybody will get half an hour, you know. But people come in for the crime. In the city, they sit in the, like you are in the bar, put their handbags down, and when they go to get it, it's gone. Some, you know, people are pinching things. Sometimes they sit with their foot on it, some people. And they always got to move it sometime. And they were clever, that, you know, they have a spare handbag, they put it down, slip it foot, and take the good one away. And if it was in the Wimpy bar, which was in Houndsditch, there was quite often there, we used to ring up the Wimpy manager, so they'd go to the toilet, would you get us the handbag out? Because they used to go in there, straight in the toilet, hit the money, chuck handbag down in the cistern, block the cistern up, you know. So used to get them all back. But what they did, one scum, they pinched the handbag off this lady, and they went to the post office, did a change of address. So when her bank cards came through, they were sent to a different address. But what they did was a block of flats in South London, where all the mail was put on the table, because they were all, you know, ruffians and God knows what. The postman wouldn't go into the flats, he'd only go in the door and put all the mail down. So they used to check it every so often, look for this name and take the thing away. In the banks, being in there like they do, once the lady found out and said, I never got it, they send her another one. Sometimes they send out 3, you know. And of course, by the time they screen all around, the money gone out, and that's it, they don't care. And the banks don't care. You go to the bank and try and get a statement, and they're not interested. They want to report it, but they don't want to take to court, you know, as a witness or anything like that. So the money's not their money, so they're not really worried, you know. But one chap one day, he goes into the NatWest head office, 42 Lothbury, only a young bloke, and he's impersonating a bloke who's 60 odd years old, a director of a firm, and he's gone into the firm, he's got the checkbook, and they always pinch the last but one check out. That's when they take the check out, the checkbook. So if you get a checkbook anytime, postmen do it as well. They get the checkbook, they take it out, and they keep it. Not all the postmen, obviously. And he went in the bank and he wanted, I think it was about £40,000 in Deutschmarks, as it was then, to go to Berlin and buy this car which he could get for that money. And the bank never, obviously, they said, well, we've got to get it in. So he sat there for about an hour. They gave him the money, he signed for it, and off he went. Well, the long time afterwards, the firm get to the last bit of their checkbook. And they find a cheque missing. When they check up on the thing, there's £40,000 gone, isn't there? It's a big firm, sure, that means nothing to them really in the city. So £40,000 could disappear more or less on their banking. Not until they have a good audit, they find it. And this bloke, he got away with it, you know. Then they had the cheek to go out and photograph the bloke who's supposed to be, the director who was about 70 years old, when they knew the chap they'd seen was about 20, you know. But it's unbelievable, really. But we had cases of postmen, they were quite often into it as well. They pinched the things. We've seen the paper now, isn't it, about where they're paying them, you know, to do it. And they were taking the checks out and disappear. But never take the top one, or the, you know, end one, always the next to the last one, and then nobody notices. You flip through your book and you don't know it's gone, do you? I don't use a check. I haven't got the money to do it. That's for all pensioners.
Very good company.
You all look well after me, you all looking well. I'm so thin and so what. Yeah, we had, in the city we had they started Samaritans up in the city, in St Stephen's Walbrook. Chad Barra, he was the one who started Samaritans. We used to get all these vagrants come into the church, and they were always trouble. They used to pinch things off him, and goodness knows what. And they made a big thing of it then, didn't they? But, you know, because it got a phone system now. But then they used to come to the church, and you get all these vagrants turning up. He'd call for help, you know. So well, you're calling them all in, you know. We never realised it was going to become a big thing, you know, on the phone. But he said sometimes the church was full of them. You know, because in the city there are more tramps than you could ever imagine. In Middlesex Street, Petticoat Lane, they had the biggest Salvation Army hostel in the whole world, 116 Middlesex Street. There's thousands there. And one day they were filming opposite, and when they're doing the film, they hose down at night, you know, they always do hose down before they film the street. Take their shoes off, put their Wellington boots on. Well, these looking out the window, Salvation Army saw all these shoes lined up, didn't they? So they nip out quick, and they've got the shoes. Back in, scurry back in. So we get called, we go in, and what they do, when they go in the Salvation Army and sleep, they lift the bed up and put their shoes under the legs of the bed, so they're not stolen. We went down this row of things, and there's all these new shoes. Got one bloke out, he pretended he was asleep. They do smell those places, I tell you. If all the windows, we opened all the windows, I'd upset them to start with the middle of winter. They go, oh, come. We said, where'd you get those shoes? Freeman, Hardy and Willis, he said. I said, which one? He said, oh, West End. When did you got there? Where's the receipt? Oh, I've got the receipt somewhere, he said. The shoes. We got the shoes back, but then they saw the people who'd had the shoes, they didn't really want to put them back on again. Yeah, we see a lot of filming in the city. Michael Winner turned up one night, and they're doing a film called You Must Be Joking, and Lionel Jeffries is in it. And it's in one scene, there's all these people dressed as city policemen chasing him up Princess Street, and outside the Royal Exchange there's that horse with no stirrup. They got a ladder at one side, he sat on the top of this horse while the sun was. When he gets off, he's got to run up. They're done. Australia, something went wrong with the filming, and he wanted to come back the next night and do it, Michael Winner, but our chief officer said, no, you have one night with things. She goes into Cloak Lane Police Station, sees our governor and said, look, I'll see you all right if I can have some PCs up and I can film again. So we all got there unofficially, don't we, to do this. Well, he's not got all the men he wants to chase. So it ends up, if you watch the film, there's actual real city policemen chasing up the road. We all got £2 each. That's Michael Winner. Not that we wanted it. We're quite happy to be film stars for nothing. I say, you know, you get the bad times, you get the good times. And we had the Old Bailey bomb, which went off and cleared the pub and injured about 200 and killed one, you know. 2 of our PCs got injured. Because at that time, it was the first bomb we'd had in the city, and they found that with a code word. And I never understood how anybody knew what the code word was. I mean, if somebody finds out it's a code word, who do you know is ringing up, you know? But they always say, don't they, they had a code word, you know, for the clearing. So, I mean, our inspector got the message, didn't know much about it, really, we'd never had a bomb before. So he phoned up Snow Hill, they sent a photographer and a PC, they were looking at the scar, and while they were looking at it, there was a car up, didn't it? Blew the pub over at Kew. Decimated the pub completely, you know, everybody in it was sort of injured. But only one killed, fortunately. Our 2 PCs were badly injured, they didn't work again. I say then we started getting bombs regularly, and people knew to keep away from them, you know. They're not very good. We had the IRA, you know, we got ISIS and goodness of God. I'm sorry I'm going to keep stopping there, but I used to be quite good at this, but when you get to 84, your mind goes, they tell me. I can't even read the writing, actually. Oh, there's one thing about the joke, actually, about the Lord Mayor. One of the Prime Minister's making a speech, and he's going on and on and on. And we always got PCs to be on the Lord Mayor when he was out to do it. So he said to the PC, can you stop him? So the PC said to the waiter, when you come along, he said, I'm going to trip you. He said, hit him on the head with a bottle. So he comes along, he trips him. Hits the Lord Mayor on the head, doesn't he? Bang! Lord Mayor looks up and said, just hit me again, I can still hear him, he said. You know, they always say, an interesting lie is better than a boring truth. I hope I'm proving that at the moment. So yeah, there was one time as well when we got we're driving up. We used to go in a patrol van at night in the city. We had a sergeant and 4 PCs on the van and drive around back home. I'm sat at the front of the van one night. All of a sudden the windscreen disappeared. The bloke shot us, didn't he? He's broke into a gun shop in Bow Lane. got a high-powered air rifle out, shot through the window of the town. So the driver could still see through. So we chased him up to St Paul's, they've got the lake there, opened the door of the van, knocked him in the lake. He was quite badly injured actually. We got in more trouble for knocking him over than he got for shooting at us in the van. Yeah. He had a good solicitor, you know. Yeah. He claimed off the job for his injuries he got. But apart from that, I said we did all right. But I said there's far worse jobs than being in the police actually. They take 11% of our pay for the whole of your career for your pension. So if you live to be 102, you get your money back. And also we got bars and everything like that, we quite good. Oh, yeah, I forgot that. Poor old Keith Fordyce one time. Remember he was disc jockey. But I come out of the Navy and I'd never seen a television programme, funny enough. Nothing at all, because we didn't watch television. And Keith Fordyce was quite famous at the time when he was on one of these jukebox jury or something like that. And there was a do at the Goldsmiths Hall. And they got this hype, all valuable stuff, millions going to be televised. So I'm on the door, and you come up the steps from the hall, and this little chap comes up, tries to get in, so I said, we can't go in. I said, you sure? And he says, I'm Keith Fordyce. It didn't mean anything to me, so I grabbed hold of him and dragged him down the steps. Got him out. Twice I did that. Second time, and the third time, he didn't try and come in. Suddenly the bloke comes out from the TV company, he said, oh, we're in a bit of trouble. He said, Keith Fordyce is supposed to be here, we can't find him. And according to his people, he's here. The car's dropped him off, he's here. I said, is he a little chap like that with a grey suit? He said, yeah. I said, well, I've just chucked him out twice. So anybody watching the telly, the programme was a bit delayed, unfortunately. Yeah, we used to get a lot of television people and that, and doing the thing, you know, interviewing and we used to get, what's her name, the woman with the big teeth, Esther Ransom. She used to go behind the stock exchange and do a lot of interviewing and that, you know, with people. And she did it in the city with no trouble at all, we didn't worry at all. But there was that programme, remember when the Met Police, who did on the Met ground and the Met Police copper come up and grabbed her and they chucked her in the van. Yeah. But we used to look after these people. Yeah, so I'll say it was, we used to, on the Crown List, people used to come in at lunchtime, we'd sometimes have 20 or 30 women waiting, you know, in the bags pinched or stuff going. And as much as you could do, really, rush, you know, complain to them. But you always had our government say, always leave them laughing, you know, so they have a chat with them and don't worry about it. Because if they say they live out in Colchester and they've come in and their handbag's been pinched and the keys are it, it's no way that the chap who's pinched it, once he's got the money, is going to take the keys, go all the way to Colchester and take a chance there's nobody in, not a Rottweiler dog or anything, is there, you know. They've all got to change their locks. As long as you tell them that, they're all quite happy, you know. And I said, we never had any problem with people in the city, really. We sort of let them go their way, we went ours. But we had one time, when I joined, we had 1,000 police on a square mile. And you could go out for 2 hours and never meet another one, but they were all active somewhere. And now we've got the biggest fraud squad in the world in the city. You see them on the television now, you know, they're doing things. But I said, when we first joined and you go out, you've got no radio, you've got nothing at all, you can't contact anybody, if anything happens, then you're just at a complete loss, really, especially if you're like me, a little Devon boy who didn't know this from that, and didn't know the city from Dover. So, oh yeah, another funny occasion. When they were doing, if you know the city, you've got London Wall dual carriageway that starts nowhere and goes nowhere, that big tour carriageway. When they were building that, all the buses were coming around all the side roads. And we had people on Point and Moorgate. I was on a Point doing this bus comes round the back. Suddenly skids. It was in Stones it was, then they became carriers I think or something, didn't they? Radio shop. Right in the window of the shop. Well then we had, in our force, we had these our inspectors were all ex-guards when you got on the road. Coming down the road as our duty inspector, because I used to walk around making a new say all correct sir, and that's it. There's the bus in, the building's falling down, the inspector and the sergeant coming towards me. Everything all correct? I said, all correct sir, and on they went. Straight on. We got the people off the bus, got an ambulance and that. And then, must be several hours later, I'm in writing all this up, and another PC said, you've got another casualty. I said, what, another casualty? What I didn't realise, the bus had hit this building, opened the floor up, an electric iron, it dropped down through the floor, but underneath was a shoemaker, a shoe repairer plate. Hit him on the head. He just locked up for lunch, so the door was locked. About 2 hours later, somebody comes and thinks, well, he should be open. They bang him, force the door open. He's lying there. He wasn't dead, luckily. Because you're going again, then you've got to do a big report. Everything in our job was reports. You're always writing, you know. This is why we didn't find this bloke with the back side in head. But apart from that, it's all right. I said, we had a bar. We used to do entertainment. We had several gaming machines, you know, and the thing went on bandits, a lot of money. When the troops came back from the Falklands, the Queen Elizabeth Hospital down at Woolwich, we used to organise evenings at our place. We had a bar and bring them up there, you know, and never do. Well, quite often they got so drunk they got out of their wheelchairs and but our chief superintendent used to say, we'll put £300 behind the bar. So about 2 hours after it started, I used to say, excuse me, Governor, but the money's run. Money's run out? Money? No problem, he said, put more behind, get more money out, so put more money behind that bar. And then the next meeting we'd have, you know, that committee meeting, he'd say, we spent £200 more than we were supposed to have done. I said, well, you said, well, not again, he said, never again, next time, £300. So about a month later, we have another one, we said on regular, bring the troops out again, all the ones who've been injured, get to the £300, run out of money. I said to Bob Foley, the sixth superintendent, I said, Bob, I said, run out of money? He said, no way, put it behind the bar. The next meeting we have, never, oh God, he used to come in the office, he was very excited in the Bishopsgate, when you were in the front office, there was a glass partition, and behind it all the books were kept. So he used to come in the morning and check all the books. And his favourite expression, Jesus Christ, and he used to look at the thing. And one bloke said, that's not my name, Governor, you know. He said, oh, it's I know. And one day, there's people sat there waiting to be seen, and he starts throwing these big books, and I was reading all the big books, he starts throwing these bloody books, doesn't he? So he's in plain clothes, and he comes round behind the thing, and I walk round behind him to go to his office, and the woman says to me, "Cool, your prisoners were violent, didn't they?" She said, "No, he's one of our prisoners." He could well have been the way he was chucking stuff. I say that we've got a good sort of welfare thing in the city police as well. They look after you. When you leave, you're still well looked after. We have dues regularly, functions and things. And we have a seaside meeting once a month from April to October, finish up at Southend. Some of the seaside places are Cambridge and things like that, they call it seaside. Yeah. But all you do is, you get to a certain age, you go to funerals all the time, you know, you're all dressed
We know
out.
all about that.
I extended your time.
No, just getting there.
Right. Right, I think it's about it. I'm saying I've probably got some more there, but I can't read properly. Yeah.
Questions?
Yeah, no, there's one thing with the Queen. You see the Queen walking around and she does these things. When our Silver Jubilee we were on, we lined the route, you know, and she walked down all the way up from St Paul's and go to the Guildhall and all that. But she will not walk past a uniformed policeman. When she gets near you, you've got to get in the crowd, go around, wait for her to go past and come. She will not, if you ever see her on television, she never walks past. All these places are lined with police. It looks like there's nobody there, but they've got police everywhere. But whenever she walks along, you've got to get out of the way so she can be filmed with no police about it. So it looks like a free country, you know.
Thank you, John.
Right, I think I've extended you.
One or two questions. Yeah.
John, what is the strength of the city of London?
Well, we did have 1,000 police when I joined, but now it's down to about 800. And of course, quite a few of them are civilian now, a lot of the posts are civilian. We never had many civilians originally. What happened, when the PC got a certain age, because a lot had come out of the army after the war, and then they weren't fit for street duty, they, instead of getting rid of them, they used to keep them in for their pension, but give them a civilian type job. Because that went on forever. Even in the canteen, we had people serving behind the bar who were actually serving PCs, you know. But they come out of the army and they fit in their 50s, they couldn't run around the street. And they started, then suddenly Home Office decided we civilianise everything, you know. And we had, because when you phoned in our headquarters, you had a policeman answer the phone. So if you had any questions, anything got wrong, he could tell you from experience what to do. Then we replaced them with civilians, and of course they were stuck because they were just able to answer the phone, and people used to ring in and they didn't know what to do really, so they had to push a number and push it through. You've been in office with nothing to do with it at all, so you get somebody from outside be speaking to you, you know, I've just phoned in for. It all works now, I think.
Do you have any official links to the livery companies? Do you have any official links?
Not really, no. But
I mean,
in a way we do, because most of the livery, most of the livery companies, they employ ex-police as their, you know, sort of front door man and all that. So really, we've got a good contact with all of them, and they do come, because they all come under the Guildhall, you know, such and such. But it's officially we're not.
I just wondered, because
Yeah.
often when you've got a function, there's a city, a lot of policemen.
Yeah, they do, every. We do it in the city, you get a lot of,
Usually if somebody's important.
yeah, you get a lot of private service jobs you can get, make money. They have weddings and things, and people employ police. And we go there, and do it for just, you get paid and things like that.
Colin,
Yeah,
last
yes,
question.
thanks, President. Yeah, okay. Last week, when it was mentioned that John Rue would be coming along as a speaker, one of our members stood up and said that they had met you because they'd lost their wallet.
That's right, yeah,
Right, was it?
yeah.
Could you
Yeah,
explain?
he came in. People from I knew him by sight. I knew his wife actually because she used to run the play school for somebody and then she did it. And he comes in, he lost his wallet. Of course, we had it, didn't we? All pleased. He was very pleased. He's not here today because I would get a reward off him.
You know better than that.
I know, that thing. You're working with cousin now, wasn't he?
You got hook trade.
Can I ask John to say on behalf
Well, I'm really glad you came along and spoke to us today. I mean, we're following what we can, and we've enjoyed it. It's been very entertaining, and I think it's nice to have a nice, light-hearted short talk every now and again.
Yeah.
Some of the two heavy ones we've had recently. But yeah, you certainly had an exciting life, and quite a lot different from what it will be now, I guess. And I shouldn't worry about you seem to worry about remembering the say. I think you appreciate, understandably, that you remember all the names and the people and a lot of the details. So I think you're doing very well. So thanks again for coming along, and ask fellows to join in thanking you.
Thank you.
Right.
John, one of these things. It's 59, 59. 59. You can spend it in Spain.
That's suspicious.
You're right, that's why I hid it away. Thank you.
Thank you, fellows. I remind you of the apologies book, menu, and the website. Can you please be upstanding for the final?